Fuck her right in the pussy.
That's literally I was waiting for that. It's the exact shades.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Marvel's newest superhero.
Let's get straight into it.
Yep.
I watched this twice because just felt like it really.
Because it was a good movie.
This blew me away, honestly.
Yep.
This is one of the best Marvel movies I think ever.
Spoiler review?
At this point, yeah, fuck it. Like,
yeah, it's been out long enough. We're a bit late on this.
But we had to wait to see it actually.
Yeah, that's true.
We were in lockdown, so that's why it actually took a bit longer for us to see it anyway. Had heard good reviews. I was real looking forward to seeing this. I was actually kind of interested before, just because it's a new story and just, not one just interconnected into everything else. And just the biggest thing I was looking forward to in this movie were the fight scenes, and they delivered. Like, maybe the best best hand-to-hand, obviously, combat fight scenes in the MCU, maybe in any superhero movie.
The closest would be Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but even the choreography in this film blew my mind. Like, it was actually so insane, especially for a superhero movie. And I just wish every action movie just had choreography, stunts, and capable people like in this film.
Yeah, this movie was like a cross between Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball Z, and like Marvel.
And it was just fucking awesome, honestly. Yeah. I liked this movie even more the second time I watched it. Shang-Chi,
Shang-Chi.
Sean. But it just made me care so much about every single character in this movie, and like it just incorporated the backstory between the hero Shang-Chi and the villain, which is his father, who is the Mandarin, who's lived for like thousands of years, basically a warlord who has the 10 rings. And Shang-Chi's mother died, and he basically believes he can hear her from the grave.
But it's actually the evil spirits.
Yeah, and so the whole thing is the Mandarin's trying to get his family back together, so then they can
go save the mother.
Get his family back together again, basically. So, like, it's so simple, really, just straightforward. Build that connection between, because you've always got to have a connection in a comic book movie between the hero and the villain. And so already you've got that family dynamic there. And while the Mandarin is the villain, I didn't even, I found him to be such a likeable character. And I thought the actor was actually fucking phenomenal portraying him.
I feel like it was the typical reason a villain is likable, because they're because they have reason to be a villain. Like, that man had his wife taken away from him. And
also because he'd chosen to be a good guy kind of as well. Like, he'd been like this pretty much the most powerful man on earth his whole life, and
gave it up for his family.
Yeah, and then I guess after she dies, he kind of goes a bit insane, and then puts the rings back on, and is being almost corrupted by the power. It was kind of reminded me of Lord of the Rings a bit.
Yeah. What I really liked in like the villain based scenes was where they kind of showed an event that happened in the past, but then kind of from his perspective of it.
Yeah.
I feel like that gave him a lot more like character building,
because it was almost part his movie as well, as much as Shang-Chi's.
Yeah.
But then we obviously get to see Shang, and
Aquafina.
He's run away from everything because he didn't want to be his father's son, the assassin, which he was bred to be. But then gets drawn back into it. And goes along the way his sidekick Aquafina, who
wasn't actually as bad as she could have been.
She kind of is similar in the roles I've seen of her, like that sidekick character who's always like over the top and everything like that. And the first time I watched it at the start, I was like, oh, like it just was quite a lot to take in. But then over the course of the film, and especially the second time watching, knowing how her character arc kind of goes, she actually
becomes Hawkeye.
Yeah, with the fucking marksman skills. Like, she really does care for Shang-Chi, and like takes every situation seriously and matures over the film, because at the start some chicks like to her, you just need to grow up and actually do something in your lives, and then by the end obviously they save the world. And I actually just every character in this movie, there's just such a good job of making you care about them. That family dynamic they had, and especially because I thought because the first third of the movie has a lot of action. That scene on the bus was fucking phenomenal between Shang-Chi fighting
Yuri Prohaska.
Yeah, Yuri I can't even say his name. His father's goons, essentially. And then the third act of this movie was something else. We'll get to it in a second. The second kind of middle portion of the movie did a lot to reintroduce like the characters meeting each other again, like Shang-Chi and his father and his sister.
And the fake Mandarin.
Yeah.
He was actually real funny, yeah.
He was funny. But it did use a lot of flashbacks, which I thought, like, it kind of just seemed like there was, like, flashback after flashback, which kind of slowed it down a little bit. But it all made it work at the end because I actually cared so much about the characters and was really invested in the backstory. Yeah. So, yeah, that, like, when I was first watching it, I was kind of like, yeah, just, like, I get it, like, the backstory of the training. But then it all just ties together really well in the end. And then, yeah, as you said, the return of the Iron Man 3 Mandarin, who pretty much is just like, yeah, fuck that film.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he's real funny. What was was it Murray? What was the little headless dragon's name?
I think it was Murray. I can't remember.
Or Maury or something like that.
Maurice, maybe. Morris?
No, that's fucking Big Mouth.
Yeah, I don't know. But he pretty much comes back in to be like, oh yeah, that guy was just impersonating like the legend of the Mandarin essentially and claiming it to be himself. Whatever. Who the fuck even was that guy on Iron Man 3? Like, I've watched that film once and never again. But he was actually really funny in the movie, even though like the only real purpose of him being brought back in was to shit on, say that and just make it more clear like who the Mandarin actually is.
Yeah.
But he was actually fucking funny in this movie, and yeah, like he's kind of delusional and a bit insane, but like
because he's been trapped in a prison for
and he's like this actor, and he's just like, oh,
he's English.
Yeah, when I watched Planet of the Apes, I was like, how did they make the monkeys do that? And then at this scene at the end where he's just like playing dead on the ground, and you think he's actually dead. But yeah, the third act of this movie.
He's a Liverpool supporter as well. Fucking scum. I don't know. And he has Liverpool flags up and shit.
Probably wrote that into his contract.
Fucking scumbag, gewoon scouser.
Darren.
Yeah, fucking chicken chips and the gaan ik ook meneem's party pimlet.
Phlegm.
No, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Liverpool for being.
I find them easy to understand. But
yeah, of course.
Third act's movie blew my mind. Honestly, unlike anything I've ever seen in a comic book film. You had like Chinese dragons flying around eating fucking
devils, little
devils
like or demons.
Just even the fight scene just between Shang-Chi and his father, the Mandarin, at the end was fucking incredible. Like the shit where they're just throwing the rings back and forth and everything. And Shang-Chi, because his mother was pretty much like the first fighter to ever beat the Mandarin, and that's kind of like how they got together, because he was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, there's this new fighting style, and Shang-Chi uses that again, recreates it against his father, and then just like that whole shit with like all the dragons and everything was just fucking, it was just so different and visually astonishing, I would say.
Yeah.
And fuck yeah, just this movie. Like, that's it.
Yeah, there honestly isn't much to say. It's probably my favourite movie of this year.
Yeah, it surpassed Suicide Squad for me.
Maybe after a second watch it will.
It definitely did for me. The first time I was like, oh, that was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
But the second time I literally liked it even more. And this is one of my favourite probably superhero movies ever. Definitely top 5. Top 5, 3 for Marvel especially. Maybe just,
I don't think it could crack top 3.
I don't know. I feel like after Infinity War this might be my favourite. But even though like after multiple rewatches,
what's it like 4th?
Like in the MCU.
Oh, radio, yeah.
But like, I'm just saying, like, whatever it is, no current official rank, but it's in the upper echelon because, to me, this is fucking. It was everything I wanted it to be and more. And I'm saying God tier.
Yeah, I mean, if we're giving it a rank, I'll give it God tier.
Yeah, it just was so good. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, I mean, there really isn't much to say. It was just everything about it was kind of perfect. Like the character building, the action, the climax, like you said, the second third of the movie was a bit slower, but
it built character.
It made it what it was.
And I just love like the whole movie. You have like the family, like it always just you always know what it's about this family, like how they started off together, and then Shang-Chi was getting trained and the sister wasn't, and there was a bit of resentment there, and just like so much shit back and forth, and then just brings them all together. And
yeah, the comedy was real good as well, and like it had every good aspect. The only thing I didn't like is Shang-Chi's pants.
At the end,
like because he has like the red top, like it looks like half a uniform, and it just looks like fucking
Jordans on as well.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of his character. Like I think that'll be a consistent theme throughout his appearances. Wong was real good as well.
Yeah, and Abomination.
I hope it was only in for like 2 seconds.
Which I think was like, I think they're in She-Hulk, maybe some Marvel spin-off. And I remember saying. But Wong, he seems like he's just going to be going through all the Marvel movies, getting a paycheck. Not because he's like phoning it in, but like you can just put him in every movie and connect them all together. So. Yeah. And
he'll probably be in Venom. I reckon.
It'll be interesting to see if that leads to Spider-Man. But
I've heard it will, but
yeah, Shang-Chi and the MCU.
He is an Avenger now.
Love it.
Cameos from
Bruce
and Larson. Fuck off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably it, eh?
Fuck, this movie was so good.
Yeah, go see it if you haven't watched it.
Again.
I'll probably wait for it to come out for download, but
yeah, I was smashing. Well, I was sold out multiple sessions.
Yeah, it was. We had to actually buy tickets.
So it's actually done pretty well.
And it's beat out Black Widow already.
Good.
No, Black Widow wasn't bad.
No, but like I don't know.
This movie was really good though. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Have you seen this movie? If you haven't, go watch it, and then let us know. Did you enjoy it? Where does this rank in terms of Marvel movies?
The fight scenes were just so good.
Yeah, just go watch it. Honestly, couldn't recommend it more.
Even at the end when it like is integrating the CGI, I was still just like, what the fuck? This is some anime shit.
But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the we'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah, Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi. But yeah, we'll catch you on the flip side.
Corner.
Party the body pin with peace.